Every morning, the same gray clump waited in my 68-year-old neighbor's brush. She had spent more than $200 on serums, and nothing changed. She had not failed. The bottles simply had not solved the cause. Then a woman at church mentioned Rosemary, 3 diluted drops placed in a very specific pattern. That pattern is number 1. The easiest night to begin is the night before your regular wash day. That gives you time to apply the blend slowly, leave it on for several hours, and wash away any oily feeling the next morning. It also removes one of the biggest reasons people quit: the mess. They try Rosemary on a busy morning. The hair looks greasy. They need to leave the house. They wash it out 10 minutes later and decide the whole routine is impractical. The remedy did not fail, the timing did. And let me lift another burden before we go any further. Hair thinning after 60 can have several causes. Common pattern hair loss, hormone changes, illness, nutrition, medications, stress on the hair, and scalp conditions can all play a part. It is rarely as simple as missing one vitamin or brushing too hard one morning. You did not cause years of thinning because you chose the wrong shampoo last Tuesday. Choose a quiet evening before wash day. Make sure the scalp is dry enough to part the hair without pulling it. Hair that is dripping wet stretches, tangles, and can be easier to damage. A freshly washed scalp is not forbidden, but applying oil immediately after a shower is often awkward. The hair sticks together, the part lines are harder to see, and more of the blend ends up on the strands. The night before wash day is simply easier. You can take your time, you can see where the drops land, and you already plan to shampoo the following morning. That small scheduling choice makes the routine more repeatable, and a routine you repeat has a better chance than one perfect attempt you never want to do again. That is number 8, and it is the one nobody talks about. Number 7, the first useful sign may not be in the mirror. When a hair routine begins to help, the first noticeable change may appear in your brush. The mirror changes with the light. Freshly washed hair can look fuller. Oily hair lies flatter. Moving the part half an inch can make the scalp look wider or narrower within seconds. The brush is harder to fool. You already know what your usual clump looks like. You see it in your hand. You may even remove it quietly before anyone else walks into the bathroom. Do not count every strand. That can turn a small routine into a morning worry. Clean the brush, use it normally, and take one photograph each week under similar light. You are looking for a general direction. Healthy hair still sheds. The goal is not a perfectly empty brush. You are watching to see whether the amount begins moving in a better direction over time. But even the finest rosemary oil will do very little if it spends the night coating the hair instead of reaching the scalp. I have a soft spot for garden remedies. I also do not trust every remedy simply because somebody's grandmother used it. Rosemary deserves a careful look because it has been studied as a scalp treatment for pattern hair loss. And that brings me to number 6. The evidence is limited, but it is more than a story printed on the side of a pretty bottle. This is not a quick cosmetic oil. It does not puff the hair up for an afternoon and disappear after the next shampoo. The idea is to use a small amount consistently on the skin around the thinning area. That is where many people waste it. They rub oil along the strands because that is the easiest part to reach. The hair becomes shiny and heavy, while very little reaches the scalp beneath it. The hair itself is not the target, but I am not showing you the exact placement pattern yet. That pattern matters most when the part has begun to widen, and it is the most useful part of this entire routine. Before we reach it, those 3 drops must be prepared in a way older skin can tolerate. Number 5 is the rule I would not bend. Rosemary essential oil should not be placed directly on the scalp. It is concentrated. A few pure drops can cause redness, itching, burning, or a rash in someone who has never reacted to a plant before. Natural does not mean weak. For a conservative homemade batch, mix 6 drops of rosemary essential oil into 2 full tablespoons of a carrier oil. That gives you a small jar at a gentle strength, and it can last for several applications. Jojoba oil feels light. Coconut oil is richer. Olive oil is easy to find, although it may feel heavy on fine hair. Use a carrier oil your skin has tolerated before. Mix the batch thoroughly and label the jar. You do not want to confuse it with pure essential oil later. And this jar is for the scalp only. Never a spoonful, never in tea. Essential oils are not cooking oils, no matter how much they smell like the garden. Then test a small amount on one patch of skin for several days before spreading it across the scalp. I know that sounds overly careful for a little garden remedy. I would still do it. Allergic reactions do not always appear immediately, and no hair routine is worth trading for an angry scalp. A mild, oily feeling is expected. Burning, swelling, or strong itching is not. Wash it off and stop if that happens. More rosemary is not a faster version of the same routine. More can simply mean more irritation. Once the mixture is gentle enough, the way your fingers move becomes the next important detail. Number 4, use the pads of your fingers, not your fingernails. Make small, slow circles against the scalp. The pressure should feel calm and comfortable. You are spreading a thin layer of oil, not scrubbing a frying pan. Older hair does not need a wrestling match. Fine strands can catch around the fingers. If you feel pulling, stop and separate the hair again before continuing. 2 minutes is enough. 10 or 15 minutes of hard rubbing does not force rosemary deeper. It simply gives fragile hair more chances to break. I would also skip the stiff plastic scalp tools at first. They look impressive in short videos, but some of them catch thin hair and pull it. Clean fingertips give you better control. This should be a routine you can repeat without dreading it. A gentle method used consistently has a better chance than one aggressive night followed by a sore scalp and a week of avoiding the bottle. Now, rosemary has been discussed so much online that it is fair to ask whether the research is real. It is. But the most honest part is not the headline. That is number 3, and here is what it actually found. A small comparison study followed people with common pattern hair loss for 6 months. One group used a prepared rosemary scalp lotion, another used 2% minoxidil. After 3 months, the researchers did not find a significant increase in hair count in either group. At 6 months, both groups had higher hair counts than they had at the beginning. That gives rosemary a reason to be taken seriously. It does not make it a cure. It does not prove that every woman will respond, and it does not mean rosemary should replace a treatment prescribed for you. The study also used a prepared lotion on a regular schedule. It did not test 3 pure drops placed straight on the scalp. I trust this finding because it asks for patience. Anything promising dramatic new growth in a week is selling excitement, not time-tested hair biology. Visible hair changes usually need months, but the mirror is not the only thing you can watch while you wait. The first 21 days have a different job. Number 2. 3 things not to misread in the first 21 days. First, do not judge the routine from one bad morning. Hair shedding changes from one day to another. Wash day may look worse than the day before. A tangled brush may collect hair from several uses and make one morning look frightening. Compare weeks, not hours. Second, do not double the amount because you are impatient. If the scalp is comfortable and the routine is easy to follow, that is useful information. A calm scalp is a better starting point than a powerful smell and a red part line. Third, do not mistake 21 days for a deadline your scalp has promised to obey. You may notice less hair in the brush. You may not see a clear difference yet. 3 weeks is a checkpoint for comfort, consistency, and the general direction of shedding. Visible thickness requires more time. Take one photograph of the clean brush at the beginning and another at the end of each week. Keep your wash and brushing routine reasonably similar. Then place the pictures beside one another. Do not search for perfection. Look for direction, and please remember this. A garden oil cannot tell you why the hair is falling. Sudden handfuls, round bare patches, scalp pain, heavy scaling, or a dramatic new change belong in a conversation with your own doctor. And before I show you the pattern, if you have tried rosemary before and it did nothing at all, tell me in the comments where you were putting it. I read them. Very often the answer is on the hair, not on the skin. Now we can put the entire routine together. And number 1, this is where the 3 drops belong. Begin with the diluted blend you prepared. Remember, the essential oil has already been mixed thoroughly into the carrier oil. The 3 drops we are about to use are 3 drops of that finished diluted blend. Stand beneath good light. Use the handle of a comb to make one narrow part through the area that looks thinner. Do not press the comb into the scalp. You are opening a clean line, not scratching the skin. Place 1 small drop of the diluted blend directly onto the exposed scalp. Move the comb about ½ an inch to one side and make a second narrow part. Place the second drop on that exposed line. Then make a third part through the center of the area you are watching and place the final drop there. That is the here. 3 small lines running through the thinning area. Not along the dry ends. Not poured across the whole head. Not collected in one wet spot. Those 3 points allow your fingertips to spread a very thin layer across the skin without soaking the hair. Now use the pads of your fingers to connect the 3 points. Massage slowly for 2 minutes, small circles, gentle pressure, no fingernails. If the fingers begin dragging the hair, stop and remake the part. Keep the blend away from the eyes. Do not turn the kitchen into a laboratory. 1 small jar. 3 careful points, 2 gentle minutes, and here is how you know it landed. If the strands are shining, but the exposed part line still looks dry, the oil went onto your hair, not your skin. Use smaller sections the next time. My neighbor had studied the mirror so closely that she had almost forgotten the one piece of evidence she held in her own hand: her brush. She wanted thick new hair immediately, but the quieter sign was whether that brush slowly grew lighter. Watch the brush before you judge the mirror. Keep rosemary diluted, protect your eyes, and stop if the scalp becomes irritated. Sometimes hope begins with something very small, less hair left in your hand.